The cops hesitated until Williams made a shooing motion with his hands. Then they left, closing the door behind them. "Hold on," Carter said. "My father's disappeared and you want me to leave the country?" "Your father is either dead or a fugitive, son," the inspector said. "Deportation is the kindest option. It's already been arranged." "With whom?" Gramps demanded. "Who authorized this?" "With—" The inspector got that funny blank look again. "With the proper authorities. Believe me, it's better than prison." Carter looked too devastated to speak, but before I could feel sorry for him, Inspector Williams turned on me. "You too, miss." He might as well hit me with a sledgehammer. "You're deporting me?" I asked. "I live here." "You're an American citizen, and under the circumstances, it's best for you to return home." I just stared at him. I couldn't remember any home except for this flat. My mates at school, my room, everything I knew was here. "Where am I supposed to go?" "Inspector," Gran said, her voice trembling, "this isn't fair. I can't believe—" "I'll give you some time to say goodbye," the inspector interrupted. Then he frowned as if baffled by his own actions. I must be going." This made no sense, and the inspector seemed to realize it, but he walked to the front door anyway. When he opened it, I almost jumped out of my chair, because the man in black, Amos, was standing there. He'd lost his trench coat and hat somewhere, but he was still wearing the same pinstripe suit and round glasses. His braided hair glittered with gold beads. I thought the inspector would say something or express surprise, but he didn't even acknowledge Amos. He walked right past him into the night. Amos came inside and closed the door. Gran and Gramps stood up. "You," Gramps growled. "I should have known. If I was younger, I would beat you to a pulp." "Hello, Mr. and Miss Foss," Amos said. He looked at Carter and me as if we were problems to be solved. It's time we had a talk. Amos made himself right at home. He flopped onto the sofa and poured himself tea. He munched on a biscuit, which was quite dangerous because Gramps' biscuits are horrid. I thought Gramps' head would explode. His face went bright red. He came up behind Amos and raised a hand as if he were about to smack him. But Amos kept munching on his biscuit. "Please sit down," he told us. And we all sat. It was the strangest thing, as if we'd been waiting for his order. Even Gramps dropped his hand and moved around to the sofa. He sat next to Amos with a disgusted sigh. Amos sipped his tea and regarded me with some displeasure. That wasn't fair, I thought. I didn't look that bad, considering what we'd been through. Then he looked at Carter and grunted. "Terrible thing," he muttered, "but there's no other way. They'll have to come with me." "Excuse me?" I said. "I'm not going anywhere with some strange man with a biscuit on his face." He did, in fact, have biscuit crumbs on his face, but he apparently did not care, as he didn't even bother to check. "I'm no stranger, Sadie," he said. "Don't you remember?" It was creepy hearing him talk to me in such a familiar way. I felt I should know him. I looked at Carter, but he seemed just as mystified as I was. "No, Amos," Gran said, trembling. "You can't take Sadie. We had an agreement." "Julius broke that agreement tonight," Amos said. "You know you can't care for Sadie anymore. Not after what's happened. Their only chance is to come with me." "Why should we come anywhere with you?" Carter asked. "You almost got in a fight with Dad." Amos looked at the work bag in Carter's lap. "I see you kept your father's bag. That's good. You're gonna need it. As for getting into fights, Julius and I did that quite a lot. If you didn't notice, Carter, I was trying to stop him from doing something rash. If he'd listened to me, we wouldn't be in this situation." I had no idea what he was talking about, but Gramps appeared entirely understanding. Then Gramps said, "You and your superstitions. I told you we want none of it," he said. Amos pointed to the back patio. Through the glass doors, you could see the lights shining on the Thames. It was quite a nice view at night, when you couldn't notice the run-down shape of some of the buildings around it. "Superstition, is it?" Amos asked. "And yet you found a place to live on the east bank of the river." Gramps turned even redder. "That was Ruby's idea. Thought it would protect us. But she was wrong about many things, wasn't she? She trusted Julius and you, for one."